We can talk about something a little bit different today. Talk about something that the shop guys may be concerned with that nobody ever talks about. Maybe not that nobody ever talks about, but nobody ever cares to bring it up to open forum. Have you ever been annoyed, pissed off, mad at other technicians in the shop that like to play their music? You got one guy at one end of the shop, he just got his stuff blaring because he wants everybody else to hear the music that he's into, and then the next guy down the line has got his music that he's trying to at least listen to a little bit because the other guy's music is washing his out so much, and then you got one or two more guys down the line that they all got their music blaring, and by the time it gets to you, you're so fed up and pissed off with what's going on that you can't even focus on the job that you have going on at hand because it's like a medley mesh of shit music that you're listening to. Nobody ever talks about that online. But if you don't know, that's a huge issue for some shops. There's a lot of guys that don't like that kind of stuff going on because it's a distraction. It doesn't leave people in a very good mood to feel good about what they're doing throughout the day. You know, it's one of those things where you're like, well, if you won't respect me enough to put yourself in check, and the other guys are upset, so they're doing the same thing that you're doing, or vice versa, it takes a lot of the enjoyment out of working here in this establishment because nothing's getting done about it. You don't want to go rat off to the service manager because we're men, we don't do stuff like that. Then you go to the person, you address it head on, say, hey, you know, the main problem, what are you doing? This is ridiculous. Turn that crap down. Not everybody in the shop wants to sit here and listen to your racket all day. Turn the stuff down. Let's be realistic here. Let's realize that there are other people working here, and they all don't want to be in this environment that you're in right now with this type of music and screamo and country sob story or whatever it may be. We like to have our own little thing going on, and if we can all keep our radios down to a minimum to where we can hear them just in our little area and they're not bleeding off all over the shop because you got it turned up to 30 on the machine, then we'd be all right. You might get a little interference or something like that, but you ever dealt with somebody like that? But then it doesn't matter. They don't think they have to change anything about themselves anyway. Yeah, I've worked at several shops like that. It's annoying. You either get so pissed off that you end up demanding something get done by management, and then they tell everybody, how about you just stop playing your music at work altogether? Or nothing gets done and you just stay there miserable every single day listening to the same old shit every single day while you're being distracted at work. You know, some of you might think, well, tuck that away, man. That just get over it. It ain't never gonna change. And some of you may be like, you know, I've warned people about this over and over and over again, and then eventually the shop that I'm working at just says, you know, how about you stop playing their music completely? Nobody plays their music in the shop anymore. You think that it's not a big deal and that maybe it's something that shouldn't be talked about, but believe it or not, in a lot of shops, it's a big deal. There's something called radio wars for a reason. Who can buy the next loudest speaker, Bluetooth speaker, setup, or whatever it may be, or radio? And legitimately, there are radio wars that have gone on. Yeah, pretty sad. Bet you never heard a story like that, huh? Some of you technicians out there that follow me that still deal with this stuff every single day now that you're having to go through every single day know exactly what I'm talking about. Mechanic shop radio wars. Maybe that's what I'll title this video. It's an actual thing. Legitimately is. Let me know your experience or thoughts with this. Silly, but a good morning to open up, or a good way to open up this morning's conversation. Y'all be blessed.